What's up guys, Jivan back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the truths of Arena in Fortnite. This is going to be beginner tips and tricks for trying to get to champs. I'm hoping to help you understand the game mode a little bit more, help you understand what you need to do to get good at Arena, and I'll be walking you through two forms of how you can play Arena. One, how to play consistently and smartly in Arena, and then two, how to W key like most pros do. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Let's start out with the truths about Arena. The first truth is you're going to have to fight at least one good player throughout the game. I'll tell you this right now, almost all, I would say like 95% of the good players fight in these following locations: Tilted, Coney, Collider, Rave Cave, and Greasy. If you stay away from those parts of the map, in general, you're going to find less good players and you'll be able to avoid some of those crazy good W keyers. The general rule of thumb is try to avoid this center circle of the map. If you can manage to do that and just W key all around that area, rather than going into that area, you're going to find easier fights throughout the game. But by the end of the game, at least one or two good players is going to make it out of those fights from the center of the map, and you'll have to face them at the end of the game regardless. Towards the end of the video, I'll be doing that walkthrough where I teach you how to W key smartly and find less good players throughout an Arena game. Now, the biggest truth about Arena, if you didn't already know, Arena at the end of the day is a place to improve your fighting. Any pro player or good fighter is just going to literally fight anyone they see. And that's where that brain dead mentality comes. You know, people will be like, why are you taking this fight? It's brain dead. It's because once you get near that champs level, like Division 7 and up, anybody that's queuing into Arena isn't going into the game thinking, oh, I need to win this game. Oh, I need to get Arena points. They're going into the game thinking, all right, I'm just going to fight everyone I see and get some fighting practice. And in general, that's what I would recommend everybody to do. The only thing is, some of you guys might not be at that level yet where you're confident enough to push everyone you see. And if that sounds like you, the best thing that you can do for yourself is run a lot of 1v1 build fights and 1v1 realistics. Literally just use 1v1 matchmaking in creative. You might not find the best players all the time, but you'll stumble upon a few pretty good ones. I would recommend doing that almost every single day and build up your fighting confidence. And once you get really good at 1v1s, that's when you're going to be confident enough to W key in Arena as well. The only difference between Arena and these 1v1s is that you got to deal with third parties. But by the end of this video, you'll have an understanding of how to deal with third parties. So take my word, if you're not confident with your fighting, run a lot of 1v1s and try to find a group of people that are around your skill level that you can practice with and get better with. Another truth about Arena is solo Arena is literally broken. You barely gain any points from even a good game in solo Arena. If you want to gain points fast, duo and trio Arena is the wave, 100%, no doubt in my mind. They really need to update the solo Arena system. It's so hard to gain points, especially once you get to champs, but it is what it is. If you want to get to champs the fastest, duo and trios is the wave. Now, with the Arena reset coming up, I got two big pieces of advice for you. One, all the sweats are coming back to Arena. I don't know how the skill-based matchmaking is going to be in Arena this season, but it might be really difficult, so keep your head up and focus on improving with the people that you're fighting against. It's going to be some pretty dang good practice, especially with tournaments coming up, so make good use of that. One of my biggest pieces of advice is, if you're struggling in Arena, make sure you're safe dropping here and there. Try to have a place on the map that you can survive every single time, whether it be some small outskirt spot or a POI that you know really well, and go to that spot pretty frequently. If you find yourself dropping tilted, dying, switch it up and go somewhere safe for a little bit. It can get you back on track with a good mindset. With all that being said, I want to get into these in-game walkthroughs. This is going to be so helpful for you, I got a feeling. So I went into Arena with one goal: do a smart W key. Sure enough, I got a win first try. I'm going to walk you through this game and then we'll get into a more chaotic W key type game with my advice for that as well. But the smart W key. I start out by landing somewhere that I'm comfortable with. I land at this gas station and then push over to Drill Hill once I get healthy and good guns. This guy was AFK, so easy off spawn fight. Now, most people at this point, when they win off spawn, a lot of times they're just going to rotate to that center of the map where all the chaos happens, like straight to Tilted from here. But if you want to play consistent in Arena, I recommend keying outwards. I go over to Shifty rather than keying towards the hot spots on the map. You won't find as many people, but I still find somebody, and I get a health advantage to start the fight. To start the fight, I block off his top so that he can't go up and he can only go out the sides. From there, I literally just built cones all around his box so that I have piece control. My mans had nowhere to go. All I had to do was keep the pressure on, and I picked up the kill really quickly. I peek at the zone and see it's a northeastern zone, so my plan is to slowly rotate to that northeastern side of the map. Everybody's going to be fighting in the center, so I decide to go to Sleepy rather than rotating through the center. If anybody landed at Sleepy, I'll fight them there. If not, I'll keep my rotation going towards the Bugle. Nobody was at Sleepy, so I keep moving to the dead side of zone, and I'm patient. I'm telling you, if you stay patient rather than sprinting to those hot sides of the map, you will win so many more games and gain points faster. I pull zone on this side of the map and I'm just hitting rifts, scouting to see if anybody's on the dead side of zone yet, where I'm at. Nobody was here, but I just wait patiently until people start to rotate into this side of the map. Once they get here, I've already clutched up a lot of placement points and I start picking fights. At this point in the game, there might be some third parties here and there, so you gotta be careful and block your angles and be aware that that is a possibility. I made a sneaky play to get into this guy's box very quickly, and that's what won me the fight, plus my good aim. I keep rotating around this side of the map looking for the earliest rotators into the zone. I pick fights with those players. The only thing to note is everybody's rotating in now. The zone is pushing in, so there are going to be third parties. It's knowing stuff like this. Once you get the fighting down, just knowing how to rotate to minimize third parties and find more winnable fights, that's what's going to get you to champs fast. Don't get me wrong though, it's fun to play the other playstyle where you just W key everybody you see, and I do that all the time, but if you ever get frustrated, fall back into this playstyle. I outplay this player here by just keeping pressure on his wall, but whenever I'm pressuring his wall, I'm always aiming at his head. So as soon as he makes an edit here, I get a major fry on him. At that point, the fight's in my hands, but dude had like 100 armored walls, so I just drop and get the loot from the earlier kill, and then I wait patiently. I know there's other players around looking at us, and so once he gets fried by a third party, that's when I build up to him. Whenever you have the health advantage in the fight, take that advantage and go after him. I'm pressuring his wall kind of far back, trying to play a little bit safe. That way you can't just get a major bailout pump on me or jump in my face. But he hits a crazy shot here, so I fall back into defensive mode. He's jumping on walls, and every wall that he goes on, I just armor it off so that I can get a good amount of heals off. Once I'm healthy again, that's when I go for the kill. I get on his wall, phase a ramp in, and just wait for him to make an edit. Sure enough, he made an unoptimal one, and I got that kill. But I immediately hear a third party approaching. So I'm in his builds, I gotta get out of here. I create room and start a new fight. Whenever a third party shows up right as you finished fighting, they're always gonna expect you to be weak and over-aggress. When I see him directly above me, I know that's my chance to go for a high ground play on him. Check out this frontside high wall I do. This move works all the time. If you just throw high walls in the direction of the opponent, you can oftentimes get piece control and get a shot just like I did there. The health advantage is in my hands. I just push forward and try to get him boxed and eventually get that kill. The more you play Arena, the more you do 1v1s, the better understanding you'll get of players' patterns. Arena players are oftentimes very predictable. Okay, so at this point, there's 3 other players left, and I get shot at from the back while pushing a player. I decide to box up and create room because I don't want to get caught in a build fight where I'm getting sprayed at the whole time. Instead, I play patiently in my box waiting for him to push me, get a crack. He starts getting sprayed at, so I go to the opposite side of his box and push him from behind while he's getting sprayed at from the front. And that led to an easy kill because there's not much he can do in that situation. Now we're down to just 2 players. I locate both of them and pick them off one by one. This first guy was just camping in a building and I hit a max pump on him, easy peasy. Again, this game isn't about the fight specifically. You're gonna get good at fighting by doing a lot of 1v1s. This game was about showing you how to rotate smartly and take smart fights. If you play like this, you will get to champs faster. Now this was the next game. I tried to do the exact opposite playstyle and play very aggressively. You can see right off the rip, fighting at Collider, I get third partied and go down. Literally fighting in the center of the map, like I showed earlier in the video, is just a death sentence, but it's kind of fun because it's chaotic. So I gave it another go and I land at Tilted here. I get a quick kill with this mantle play right off the rip, and I immediately start looking for another player to jump. There's always a lot of people at Tilted, so I know someone else is around and I jump him while I have the health advantage. At this point, I'm still healthy and I have a full loadout, so I immediately push more players. Especially in Arena, I like to try to push people before they can get kitted and catch them off guard while I'm healthy. If I'm ever in the other boat, you know, I'm just trying to loot up and get healthy before I push. So because I have this player weak, I just aggress forward like crazy, trying to get him pieced up and trying to do that last bit of damage. I push forward a little bit too much here into a bad peek. Never take this peek like I did on a ramp here. I still pick up the kill because my health advantage was so great. Another guy pushes up, he was weak, easy kill. I move on to the next one. This was kind of clean. Once I get him pieced up with this edit course, he has one escape and it's upwards, so I try to get that floor above him. He ends up hitting me with a good shot here and then just spraying his SMG at my wall, and it seemed like he didn't have any other plan, so I just pre-fired it. Being able to end fights fast like this is literally all about 1v1s and mechanical training, Kovacs, all that stuff. This here was pretty IQ, so I see him open the wall, I drop and place a ramp in his box while landing on a ramp myself. That way I get piece control in his box and make him uncomfortable, and then I hit the shot and it's just a chase down after that. Now it's at this point in the game where Tilted and all these center parts of the map start to get really sketch with third parties. I already see somebody rotating into Tilted, I decide to fight him, but in the middle of that fight, another third party shows up, and look at what happens. First off, the dude bodied me, I have no idea where he was, and so I'm just trying to create room and get some heals off. I was only able to get one mini off here before he's already on my wall again, taking it. And so I backtrack in my box trying to create more room, and I run into a third party that was sneaking up like a little rat. Somehow I managed to kill him with like negative HP. I don't even know, man. I get healthy again and push back into the fight. This time, I wasn't gonna let him get any sneaky shots on me. I played very, very patiently with my peeks and my piece control here. You can see I literally have him full piece, but I see he has his gun out, so I'm not gonna take any risky peeks to give him a chance to counter peek me. Instead, I kind of wait for him to make the moves and play off his movement to get my shots. Kind of a complex topic. If they have their gun out, they're oftentimes trying to counter peek you, so be careful. Now when I'm playing like this, I go from Tilted typically to Collider if I'm trying to find a lot of kills. I clean up this fight fast with a little 50-50 here, a little bit risky, but I was feeling frisky at the moment. And then from there, I just glide all around Collider, fighting anybody I see, and that's what makes Collider such a hotspot, is because of those launch pads. You can literally just fly around this entire area and find whatever fights you want. Not gonna lie, eventually I go down here, but we got a high kill game, and it was a lot of fun. Take my advice. Play that safer playstyle here and there, and then throw some of these hot drop games in as well. It's a good way to get good variety in your grind to champs. It'll make it more fun and better practice. And if you're really struggling in Arena, hop back to square one, hop into some 1v1s, get into those mechanical practices. I got tutorials on everything you need on this channel. I'm gonna make you a cracked player, I promise. Good luck in your grind to champs, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.